try to do a book review every month in the year 2021. Some of the books that I'll review are some that I've already read. Obviously, some I will be reading this year. The first one I just recently read, it's called The Happiness Curve by Jonathan Rauch. And I wanted to review this book, and I was interested in this book because it really talks about that midlife crisis that many people go through or have thoughts about. After reading the book and getting some insight, I thought it was very interesting. A lot of psychology and observations behind what he wrote about. Very good in the fact that it kind of gives some perspective on some of the things that mentally a lot of people go through. That malaise, that midlife malaise is what he refers it to. It's not necessarily a crisis because many people go through it. In fact, there's studies that even apes and primates go through it. So, if you are going through something like that, certainly know that you're not alone. What I really took out of the book is that as human beings, we feel like, our physical peak is our prime, and maybe athletics tells us that our physical peak is our prime. But really, in life, our wisdom and our mental peak is more of our prime than our physical attributes. If you really think about it, very few people beyond even high school use those physical attributes to gain anything, really. It's our mental peak is really what connects us to people, what gives us the ability to pass that knowledge on to our kids and grandkids and those type of things. So that happiness curve as a perception really doesn't necessarily have to be tied to physical ability. I really thought about, pro quarterbacks and pro athletes after I read this, because a lot of those guys, and I think of John Elway as an example. John Elway won 2 Super Bowls and then retired. And he retired because he physically just couldn't do it anymore. But mentally, he was at the peak of his game. And, we listen to Tony Romo, and we listen to David Ortiz and Frank Thomas and John Smoltz. Those guys talk, baseball, pitching, hitting. Obviously, Tony Romo talking about quarterbacking and offenses. And their wisdom and insight is uncanny. And that's from a lot of just doing it and being part of it and playing at the highest level that they could possibly play. And that's where they gain the knowledge and the wisdom. So I thought it was a good book. I certainly would recommend it to anybody that's looking for something to put behind the malaise that we sometimes go through. And that can be somebody from 35 to 85. Some of the things that give us happiness and those things that don't. So hopefully you get a chance to read it, and hopefully you enjoy this book.